So you guys are going to get to see my journey on how I'm going to try and restore this 1968 Empire snowman. Years ago, when I was a lot younger than I am now, tried to restore this, and as you can see, it definitely has a lot of defects in the paint from trying to restore it. There's some damage on the top hat here and some damage on the feet. What I'm going to try to do is restore, fix that plastic with a little bit of hot glue, as it's in areas that aren't really going to be highly illuminated or seen from the front. So let's get to it. First things first, I'm going to give it a light wash down just to get off all the little bits of dirt. It's been sitting a while. So what I would like to do is just give it a very light scrubbing to get off any surface dirt that might interfere with putting the CITRISTRIP on. I don't really want to use CITRISTRIP, but that's just what I have on hand. I did order Clean Strip, which is highly recommended, I guess, in the blow mold community. I'm going to see how this works. I think that I'll be able to get most of this off. What I've done is I've gone over it, scrubbed most of the surface dirt off. I'm going to give it a wash down, and then we'll move to the next step. So according to the directions on the back, this should be ready to strip off in a half hour, but I'm going to be doing this 2 or 3 times. This can be a messy process, and you don't want to do it in the sun because it can bake the residue onto the plastic and make this process a lot harder than it has to be. I've sped this up so that you can get the general idea of what has to be done, but this is a process that you want to take your time with and get all of the remaining paint off so that you have a lot better finish in the end. Keep in mind that not all blow mold manufacturers use the same paint. Some are harder and some are easier to get off. This one happened to be one of the easier ones that I've attempted to strip, but manufacturers like Polaron, I believe, used a lot better paint that stayed on and was a lot harder to get off. I'm using a Scotch-Brite pad here with water to remove the remaining paint. Make sure that you do use it with water and not with any paint stripper, as you can stain the plastic. I was pretty successful on the first time around with the paint stripper and scrubbing, but this is definitely going to need a second and maybe even a third stripping. Right here you can see the paint stripper on there for the second time. I went right over all the areas that I couldn't get the first time. I managed to get a lot of the paint off with the second application of paint stripper, but I'm still going to need a third one to get it down to the plastic. There are a lot of different tools that you can use to help you strip the paint off these blow molds, but I just opted to use a scrub brush, a Scotch-Brite pad, and a paint scraper. Right here you can see that I need a third application. I got a lot of it, but there's still a little bit left, so I'm going to do a third application of paint stripper. Came out pretty well. And now what I'm going to do is, with a little degreaser and water, I'm going to scrub this down and get off any surface debris and chemicals that still might be left. And I even put some in the inside there to clean out the inside. And then I'm going to hose it down and let it dry. So as you can see, it came out really well. Not 100%, but I'm going to try this and see how it comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 2.